Hi.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is going to be a new vibe than I guess last one. I guess the last one was kind of just get to know me, get to know what everything of the book was about, get to know my daughter a little bit. Today we have Dennis,
Hi.
and this is probably going to be the most fascinating one that we have because of this man right here and who he is. First, go ahead. Because this is how we do.
Cheers.
If you haven't had this, you're welcome.
I'm welcome.
So,
God, it's so good.
what I'm going to challenge you right now to think about the craziest story that involved me in your life. Take your time. We're gonna talk. Things are gonna come up. But that's a story I'm gonna challenge you with, and you're gonna tell that today. Kind of just get to know me a little further with my friends and how I came to this. And this guy right here is kind of the reason why I decided to write this story, this book. So
why? Because I don't know this part of the story.
Well, it's not specifically you. It's the type of who you are compared to the type of who I am.
Oh, I'll take it.
It's a compliment. I guess some people would look at it as not a compliment.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, we know each other. We're going to talk about the Suns. He's going to be wrong today.
Never wrong.
And one great thing about who we are, we do love to argue with each other.
Facts.
It's really fun. Sometimes we get a little excited, more excited than other people think we should be, but we're having a good time, so I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'll cuss you out anytime.
And that he will. Just a little premise on the last one. I just talked about who I am, why I'm writing this book, and it is not a Christian book that I want Christians to read, although it does center around my life, which involves religion and people that are Christian that might skew some things in life, which he knows all about.
Praise God.
That's Catholic.
I'm
just saying.
Okay.
Cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers? All right. Let's get into you a little bit, if you will.
Be happy to.
Now, Dennis here has a fascinating mind. A lot of people don't know. And the funnier thing about that is when we're out and about, I think it's kind of cool when we're sitting at a table with 10 people, 6, 8, whatever amount of people, and we're
12.
sitting there. No, not 12.
4.
Not 12. Not 12. And we're sitting there and we're just talking, but I hear a thing that I think was a joke and I start laughing, and he hears things that I say that he's pretty sure is a joke and he starts laughing, sometimes out loud, and everyone else is clueless.
Yeah.
Because we understand each other on a certain level. A lot of people don't think I think very much, which they don't think
I don't know you.
They don't, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But I wanted to get a little bit about who you are. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff you're doing as much as you'll allow.
You can ask me whatever you want.
Well, some of the stuff that you're looking to launch in the future.
Yeah.
So I want to be sensitive to anything that you'd want to say, let's not talk about that right now. I'm working on that type deal. I met somebody that knew him just 2 weeks ago, and we ended up finding out. I asked him because I knew some of the work he's done in that company. Hey, do you know my friend Dennis? Oh, I love his mind, is what the guy said. And the thing that is true, and I think I told you, is I wish he could understand what that mind is and how to move that forward, which is what you're doing a lot right now and what you're working with. So, but tell me a little bit about you, what's going on in your life.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of moving parts to my life. how far do you want me to go? I mean, you know the story, so it's not like I'm telling you, but like
I mean, I'll dig into some parts that I want you to lead on. What are you doing right now? What are you doing for your future? What are you working on for? I'll talk to you a little bit about AI in specific.
Okay.
But how do you wrap around what your future is going to look like in, let's say, 5 years?
Sure.
How things are going to. What are you working on now for 5 years down the line?
In 5 years, I would love to be not maybe I don't know that known for is the right phrase, but I would like my life's work to revolve around creating tools and creating space for people to explore their own mental health. Not from a therapy standpoint, like I don't want to be a therapist. I think that is beautiful work, but I don't think I'm the right person to do that kind of work. And so creating tools around mental health things, specifically for men, is like women have a lot of places that they can go. There's a lot of space created for women, retreats and yoga mats and, like clubs and rooms.
Men could be on yoga mats too.
Yeah, I deeply enjoy yoga. But what I'm saying is like men don't have places specifically, not very many at least, that aren't driven around money.
Right.
Work, money, ultra machismo things like
because of what men are not challenged with, but what their life is set for. Take care of, provide for.
Yeah, protect and provide are two of the things that men are supposed to do. I don't particularly think being a man or being masculine has a toxicity to it, because at the end of the day, when you need to be protected, you want the man that's closest to you to be a fucking lunatic in that moment so that he can protect you.
Right.
I hope the F word is okay.
No, that's okay.
Okay. If not, you could just use the little beep thing.
I don't think I want to use that as long as.
I mean, I grew up, and you know most of this, but I grew up in a house where like everything was very driven to don't be a sissy. Don't be weak. Don't be a sissy. Go get dirty, go work hard, go, be intimate. There are children around, so I'll keep certain things as normal as possible. But like I was really pushed into feeling like if I wasn't doing those things, I wasn't being manly.
Right.
And come to find out, the most masculine thing that a human can do is be competitive. That doesn't have to mean even mean that they're male or female. I think the masculine spirit is to be competitive.
Right.
And I think the feminine spirit is to be compassionate, which every human has both. But what you find in men who are excessively masculine is a deep drive to be competitive. The question that I think is fair to ask is, what are you competitive towards? Are you competitive towards cars and clothes and money and houses and things to prove yourself?
Right.
Or are you competitive towards building a life that is better than the life that was built for you from your family, your ancestry, etc.? And I think most of that foundational building comes from exploring our mental health.
Can you speak a little bit about the card game?
Sure. I actually brought some.
If you do it any way you want to.
You want me to just grab one?
Do you want to?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still on the mic, so I can talk.
Yeah.
So I created a deck of cards called 52 Card Pick Me Up. And, okay. See.
My dogs don't like him. It's the beard.
They're bad judges of character.
It's the beard.
The beard?
They got beat by someone with a beard.
Oh.
That would have been me, I guess, because they've been with me since.
So here, these are for you. You can do whatever you want with them. But I brought my own deck that I use. So I created a deck of cards called 52 Card Pick Me Up. It's a relatively easy to use tool to help. You want to smell?
Go ahead. I got it.
To help explore who you are becoming. I think that there's a 3-step process to what it means to have self-love. It has to start with self-knowing. That self-knowing has to turn into understanding, and that understanding can turn into love once you give yourself enough grace.
Right.
And I think that's true about loving anything, to be honest. Like, I can't love you if I don't understand you, and I can't understand you if I don't know you, and that's where that process kind of breaks down for me. So this tool was designed as a way to get to know ourselves
And before we go on,
Yeah.
It is available on
Pickmeup.life.
Pickmeup.life. That's the only place that you can purchase it?
At the moment, yeah.
Pickmeup.life if you're compelled to get intrigued in what's going on here.
And there's a journal that goes with it if you're a journaler. So the basic idea is there's 4 suits. One of the suits is affirm, affirmation cards. One of them is feels. So these are things that you could be feeling. There are need cards. So like people is one of the need cards. So if you have found yourself in isolation or you've kind of pigeonholed yourself into working a lot or whatever, and you pull the people card, probably need to get out and go have a drink and be with some friends.
Hey.
And the last suit would be act. Okay. And those are more like one of the act cards is pay it forward. One's is start today, things like that. So what I do is I shuffle the poop out of them, and then I draw one of each. And in shuffling them, it leaves it sort of to chance. I think our intentionality as humans does a lot. So, just like a conversation, if you and I stepped into a conversation with no intentionality,
right,
we're just sort of fuddling about.
Sure.
But if we're being intentional with our energy and our words, then what comes out of an intentional conversation is much deeper and much more beneficial. I think the same thing is true when handling something, be it an art project or a deck of cards or a journal, that if you're intentional with it, it has the ability to speak to you in a more clear way. So setting an intention, being intentional with where you are, being honest about that, and then pulling your 4 cards. And you really could do it any way you want, but I think 4 is an easy way to go about doing this.
Okay. Well, thank you. And then again, it is available at
Pickmeup.life.
Pickmeup.life. You can purchase it there. Do you have the story yet? The crazy story?
That's a hard question.
The
reason it's a hard question is because I don't think that I remember our craziest story together.
Drugs?
No, bologna sandwiches.
That's
going to Walmart.
That's kind of where it started.
Yeah, going to Walmart in the middle of the night to buy bologna and hot cauliflower.
Let's rewind. The recap of me and Dennis. The first day I met Dennis, I don't think he had much to do that evening. I'm not sure exactly. I'm thinking back. How long?
20 years plus.
25 years ago. So he came over to my house, which we rented not my house. It was Jared's house. And I rented a room from Jared at that point. And we were just sitting there talking. And the first night I met him, pretty much, we talked about a lot. When I said a lot, we went deep into his life, my life, what's going on. And if you know anything about me, I'll ask those questions. I'll dig in because I don't like relationships that are surface based. I really like to dig deep. Real quick story about me. At one point in my life, I was sick of the friends that weren't really friends. So I purposely pissed people off when I first met them so they could misjudge me because I didn't want those surface friends. I waited till they came back and asked about me, and then I was willing to give in to them. I had a lot of good friends. I've been happy with a lot of friends that I could call at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I need help right now. And I could say 6 of them right now, I would be willing to say I need help right now, and they would get up and help me. So I didn't need a lot of the, hey, how you doing? You don't care, so why am I going to answer that?
Right.
Friends. So I pissed people off, and so many people at that point when they came back said, I misjudged you at first. And I'm like, I know.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And which created a lot of amazing friends in my life. So we talked all night long. That was the first night of many, and we've been through some real situations. And soon after that, I had a thing growing up. I grew up poor, so bologna was part of our meat category in our fridge.
Bologna, spam.
Yes. I love fried spam.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't like spam.
Will you still eat fried spam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't forever, but
Right.
you brought us some spam over, and we had some eggs. I'd cut up the spam, fry it up, and eat it. Yeah, absolutely. Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so we went, and I don't know how bologna sandwiches came up. I go, you have to have it with hot cauliflower, though. So we went and bought bologna sandwich meat and bread and mayo and lettuce, and I bought hot cauliflower. It was amazing. Have you had hot cauliflower before that? Hot cauliflower before that?
To be honest, I don't remember.
Okay.
I really don't.
It is spicy. It does get spicy, but
I eat it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you get into hot cauliflower, get the cheap 3-something ones. But if you really get into it, go to
Costco.
Food City. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Food City, and you can get by the gallon. So you didn't know that.
I didn't.
And it's much cheaper.
I love Food City.
Food City. I'm a fan. I grew up next to the original Food City. I bet you don't know where that was. But
next to your house.
I bet you could figure it out. But yeah. But I grew up in South Phoenix, but original Food City, which is now purchased, which Bash's acquired them way back when. Now someone acquired Bash's, which included Food City.
Nobody cares.
But it's true.
About the history of Food City.
Random thoughts. So yeah, that's how started it. What are some crazy things that we did? There's none.
It's not that there's none. It's that the things that I remember about you are always the times where I thought we were going to get our asses whooped.
Did we ever?
No, but those are the times.
See, you're welcome.
But it's like being in the club, or that night that you lost that you and Topher got into it. Like there just are moments that stick out to me, and most of them have to do with being very aggressive one way or another.
Let me say, we've grown up since me and Topher got into it. But I had Jocelyn, which you saw her last week, and she's going to be a regular. She's in right here, but she needs to go. We had my daughter, which was a baby, at Santisi Brothers, the best wings in town.
Which, for context, is a sports bar.
Yes. So we went and we're sitting at a table. Topher came, and my daughter's in a car seat, like baby-ish, and still sitting in the, what is it called? Not the car seat.
She was what, 3?
No, she was
2.
Oh, she wasn't. She was maybe 2.
She had ears. That's
maybe
what
2.
Pissed you off.
Yeah. And Topher was like dropping the F-bomb. And I'm like, dude, calm down. And he said, I'm in a effing bar. And I'm like, okay, but calm down. My daughter's right here. And so he didn't. And I said, if you don't calm down, I will make you calm down. And go ahead, you tell the story.
It was so exciting.
I got up, he got up, but I don't understand what he was doing. What reason would he get up? Like, hey, let me get my beat down?
I don't know. Call him. Want me to call him on speakerphone?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll love to bring up that and have that on here. He'll probably never see this. But, yeah.
No, but some of the things that are most interesting about you are your catchphrases of like, you ain't big enough, go eat a ham sandwich.
Yeah, I did that, yeah. That's in here.
But you would say that to anybody.
Well, let me go to that real quick.
Yeah.
This is kind of stories. Every week I promise a story about my life and to get to know me. We were going to the ASU U of A game. So we went and we're standing in this big long line to get in the gate. We already had our tickets. Some 3 drunk guys went walking to the front line, and I pop out of line and said, hey, gentlemen, the line's back there. He looked at me and said, okay, whatever. Kept walking. I go, no, I'm serious. The line is back there. You're about to cut. And he said, okay, dude, whatever. He said whatever to me in my face. And so I walked to him and I'm like, dude, I'm telling you right now, you're not big enough. He was quite a bit.
He was big enough.
Yeah, he was big enough, but I'll still say it. You're not big enough. And they're not, to be honest. They're, even if they do, and they're gonna go away hurting, wish they didn't. That's wrong. And then I'll say, they'll get smart talking back, and I say, you better go home and eat a ham sandwich before you step and talk to me that way. So I do say that. I've
A lot.
Yeah, in jest and serious.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's.
I prefer the serious ones.
You like the serious one?
Yeah, they're exciting.
But no one ever does anything to me. I
Be grateful.
But I'm done with that now. No one ever did anything because,
Nobody likes getting punched in the face.
And they knew I would. If I would step up to their face, I would. So anyway, go back. You're in the book.
Okay.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
You're in the book. When I started writing the book, I started having interviews with people that I thought fit. And he fits one end of the interviews, which would be the good-looking guy that all the girls are drawn to.
That is a very kind thing to say.
It is. Is it a true thing?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. It's a true thing. Many times.
I am a good-looking human, yes.
See?
However, I don't think all of the women are drawn to me.
Okay.
Just a lot.
So, and you can find his information on.
Oh no!
Okay.
Get out of here! You're dumb, man. This beer is so delicious.
But he was on that side because as I grew up, I had roommates. This is in college. I had roommates. Before that, high school, they weren't real serious for me. Relationships. I had relationships. They weren't serious. College, I was getting serious, and the girls, I had many friends, and some of them were girls. They'd come over and hang out with me, but my roommates were the sports, tall, good-looking, sports type. But they'd be drawn to them. So in our conversation, I'd say, what do you want in a guy? They would say, me, not you, Sam, but they would say, I want to be someone that's honest, someone that's kind, someone that's funny, that's all me. And they go to the jerk. So,
because why?
Because girls are dumb and guys are jerks. And that boggled my mind, and I had to understand why.
Yeah.
So I did some tests. I first got sick of what I was understanding, talking to them, seeing. I then became the jerk, and it worked. Why? Because girls are dumb
and guys are jerks.
I'll just start with
Because girls are dumb and guys are jerks.
It doesn't go without the other, but it's fun to say without the other.
I just don't want to get beat up.
I'll talk myself out of a fight now, unless it deals with my family.
By all the women.
Oh yeah.
I'm not just going to sit here and say girls are dumb and not say guys are jerks.
I will.
Have at it.
Okay. But I'm married.
Yeah.
It helps.
So not only am I good looking, but I'm smarter than you too? Is that what we've established?
Well, you're not married. Oh, I thought we were trying to follow. No? We're changing things.
Cancel.
All right. Let's get in a quick conversation. I want to know what you think, separate than the book. We're going away from the book right now. What do you think the Suns have done right this offseason?
Ooh, fun.
And if you feel like there was a major misstep by management putting this team together. Go ahead.
So there are days that Sam and I will call each other and say, hey, would you like to argue for a little while? And we just do that for each other. Additionally, I think the Suns did a couple really great things this summer. Acquiring Bradley Beal was a really great thing. Proving that we paid too much for Durant scares me a little bit.
Which I was against the trade.
Yeah, I was
for that much. As long as they would have kept Bridges out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was neither particularly here nor there, but my statement has been, if it brings a title to Phoenix, I'll be okay with it. If it never does, and it's like the '90s Suns, then
which it's all null and void.
Yeah,
because I'm dead set against the trade because now we added Beal, which changes what we had. So go ahead.
And if the Suns are smart, they'll also add John Wall. Anyway, So one thing that I think they have not done well is get rid of DeAndre Ayton. It's the only thing about what they did, because they got rid of some players that I really liked this offseason.
Right.
But they acquired every one of their players has length and can shoot.
Right.
Which is fascinating. All of them can shoot. It's like 44% or higher from 3-point over last season. And then acquiring Bol, which I'm just put on record. He's going to blow everybody's minds this season. He's going to make Adewambamba Yamba, the rookie. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Wembayama?
Bamba. Bamba.
Not Mo Bamba.
No.
It's another guy.
Yeah. The first pick for the Spurs. Aboyamba.
Wembayama.
Bambi Damba.
Okay. Samuel jumped in. Samuel, my son's over there playing video games. He's like, no, this is serious. You need to say it correctly. Victor Wembayama.
Yeah. Bol's just going to embarrass him this year, stats-wise. Anyway, I think that was a great pickup. I think that it lends a hand for us to get rid of Ayton. We just picked up another big guy.
Akabuzuki, something or other.
Yeah, he's a motorcycle.
Dude, all these acquisitions, I can't name a single one of them.
I know, but they're
Utah, Watanabe.
But they're great players. Not great. They're all role players.
Great role players. Which they can be great role players.
But that's one of the things that you and I argued about is the need of great role players versus somebody like Ayton or Chris Paul or other superstars.
I remembered what I told you. Remember when you're like, can you unwrap that for me? And I'm like, no, I'm going to let you sit with that. Remember, I'm like, you were going to post it on X?
Oh, yeah. What'd you say?
Chris Paul is what's his name? The music. Drake is the Drake of the NBA.
Yeah.
And you're like, can you unwrap that for me? I'm like, nope. I'm going to let you sit with that.
I still don't know that it has been unraveled, but I don't disagree.
And my thoughts with it is, I will unravel a little now, at least my thoughts, is timeless.
Yeah.
Drake has multiple different types of albums that people have said this is going to flop horribly. And
it's a bang. They're bangers.
Yeah. Almost every single one. So.
Well, that's why I'm interested to see Chris Paul in Golden State.
This was before he got traded to Golden State. Now this is going to be,
because people are saying there's no way he's going to work in that system, and
right.
I think that's a crock of shit. I think he works perfectly in that.
He has to do less. He just does this.
And Steph Curry doesn't have to create his own shot every single play.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm not a Warriors fan. I wasn't. After watching Underrated, I'm a much greater Steph Curry fan than I ever was.
Haven't seen it.
It's not brilliant per se, but the insight to his journey is very, very respectable.
Okay. Well, I love Steph Curry for the most part.
Yeah, but to watch like how he's had to play his whole career and that he can still do it, and now to have a playmaker like Chris Paul who can give him the open look. I'm very excited to watch that team play.
Can you smell my wife making dinner?
Mm-hmm.
My wife makes food that makes me look like this.
Don't blame her.
I wasn't like this when we got married.
That's why I'm skinny, because I'm not married.
See? Jackass. So you agreed. So now you agree with me.
You're dumb. This beer's delicious.
Let's go back to Ayton. I mean, let's
remember earlier when I said things about being masculine? He was not included in said phrase.
Ayton,
soft ass,
is. I guess let's start this with, now when I defend Ayton, I'm not truly defending Ayton. I'm defending the Suns. So what I mean by that is I want what's best for the Suns,
which is not DeAndre Ayton.
My argument is they cannot get rid of Ayton because he was the first pick overall. They cannot just let him walk. They need to get something for him, or they need to let him develop. Calm down. Wait. Or let him develop. And right now is almost the perfect situation to see.
I think they give him to All-Star.
You think he'll make All-Star?
No, I think they let him be on the team until the All-Star break.
Okay.
I think we.
What happens if?
Do you remember the Green Mile?
Wait. What happens if all the stars align right now, and it was Monty Williams? I love Monty Williams, by the way. It was Monty Williams that didn't trust Ayton, didn't like Ayton. Ayton left a lot on the court because of Monty Williams, and he thrives in this defensive guru center style coach, and he thrives and becomes an all-star. What do you do then?
I'll eat my words, and I will.
I'm not saying he will.
No, he doesn't.
He won't. No, he won't.
He won't. But if he does, I will eat my words, and I will publicly apologize to DeAndre Ayton for all the times that I called him a bitch, publicly and privately.
Okay.
But he's like Michael Clark on the Green Mile.
Good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But he's like just this big, scary-looking, soft-ass human who won't do his job. That's the thing that frustrates me the most. Is like, you're not a 6'5" shooting guard. You're not. You're a 7-foot center. And you're a gigantic human. Use it. Get rebounds. Get blocks.
Right.
Like, centers have evolved where Jokic is this weird creature where he's big and dumb and slow and can shoot the ball from anywhere, and his efficiency in the game is like magnificent.
Right.
And then you have guys like Embiid who are just monstrosities. And then you think about guys like Shaq, who couldn't make a free throw to save his damn career, but yet he's probably one of the most, if not the most dominant center to ever play the game. If Ayton would play more like Shaq and less like Jokic, I think Ayton has a brilliant career and is one of the greatest centers of all time. I really do, because he has the physical ability to do that. I don't know that he has the IQ to do it. That's the problem. I don't know that he believes in. And
he doesn't like that I say this, but he is still young.
He is young.
He is still. No, I'm saying as a defense.
He looked 40. He looked 40.
He
looked 40.
I'm curious, why do you say it like that?
Because there's a movie. They 12s, but they clean.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
For a long time, it was Hitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my favorite movie of all time. Man,
it changed?
Yeah, I don't know that I have one anymore.
Okay.
I still really like Hitch, and I would watch it. I would watch it every day of the week.
I cannot pick mine. Mine are between two.
Which two?
The Princess Bride.
Ooh, great movie.
And Friday.
Great movie.
Completely opposite style movies.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I think The Green Mile is up there for me.
Shawshank Redemption.
Fight Club is up there for me.
Did you dismiss my Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I don't really care about that movie.
Wow.
But I've also come to enjoy series more than movies.
Have you seen Suits?
Yeah.
I have not, and my brother-in-law, which is not a movie/TV watcher, got enthralled in it.
It's what Jenna and I used to watch. She actually called me like 2 weeks ago and was like, "You'll never guess what I watched the other day." And I was like, "You're right, I wouldn't."
So do I need to see it?
Suits? It's very, very well done.
Okay.
But like, Ted Lasso is one of the better shows I've ever watched.
I liked it. Maybe because I'm not white.
That is so ludicrous to say. You being white, not white, has nothing to do with that show.
I watched the whole thing, so it's not like I'm like, this is dumb and boring. But the way you and Danny talk about that movie, I don't get the same from it. I like it.
That's why you like DeAndre Ayton.
I don't like DeAndre Ayton. That's not what I'm saying.
Go ahead, tell him that we like to argue.
Jake Voskuhl. Jake Sakalidis.
Jake Sakalidis. I'll take him.
Over DeAndre Ayton?
Yep.
No, you will not. No, you will not.
Give me Brooke Lopez.
Do you remember the time we fought and then you said the wrong words?
Yes.
And I would not let it go?
Yes.
And then
I'd rather. Fuck, I'm never going to say those words again. I'd rather have. Nope, never again.
So, yeah. But, so what's yours? So, Hitch? We're going with Hitch?
No, we're going with I don't know that I have one anymore.
What's your favorite underrated movie that that you think is amazing and people are... Have you seen The Game?
No.
That's mine. My favorite underrated movie. Sean Penn's in there.
I really don't watch many movies. I watch movies with the boy, but like I don't just sit at home and watch movies. I'll sit at home and watch shows because there's something about the repetition or the time it takes to get through an episode is much shorter. So my brain is like...
Yeah, this guy right here. So we go play free poker with a shout out to Dream Dealers. And he's at the final table. Big stack by 3, probably.
Yeah.
And he decided he was done. His ADD kicked in.
I couldn't sit at that table anymore. Like I couldn't even focus on what the dealer was doing.
So me and Danny were there playing. We're already out. And he's looked at... I didn't win one hand that night at all.
I won all your hands for you.
I didn't win not a single one. So we looked at his cards while he peeked at them. Me and Danny knew what some guy went all in. And he's all, call. Like, insta-call. And me and Danny go. We just looked at each other like, what did he do?
I wanted to be done.
And he wasn't even half of his chips at that point. We're out. So, bye, love you. So, yeah. So, he has mad ADD. And I anticipate my dogs barking in a second when my wife leaves because they like to do that when there's any change whatsoever.
So it's not just that I have a beard.
Well, when you went over there, they really said, I don't like you.
Yeah, they did not like me.
They said that out loud.
My face is the same color as them.
Maybe that's what it was.
The dogs didn't bark. Look at that.
See, I was loud kind of on purpose.
Oh,
so that
you were loud on purpose?
Me? Come on. So, what you know about the book? Let's go back to the book a little bit.
What you know about me? What you know about me?
Is there any part that you're like, what do you mean by that, or how does that fit together, or why? Just any questions on the book?
No, I'm excited to see you flesh it out, and for it to meet the world. I want to read it through before you publish it.
Yeah. Well, you know, me, you, and Danny, I plan to sit.
Yeah.
I plan to sit with them so that they can pull me into the book, because that first chapter, it's well written, but I don't feel that it's me telling the story, which the other ones I feel me telling the story. And that, it's a great story. Well, I think it's a great story. Some other people might not be as fond of that story.
I think they'll be okay.
So, yeah, but we're going to sit down and kind of say, why didn't you say this? You don't talk like that. Why don't you say it like this? Or pull in. I always say I want it to be authentically me. And I don't think that is the first chapter is right now. But
yeah, I'm excited to see it fleshed out. I think that the premise of what you're writing is a funny but necessary conversation.
Right.
You know, there's... and
do you know Facebook, because of the name of the book, like suppresses my...
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, come on, this is great. Has anybody... I do it on another one. I think Facebook is suppressing my thing. And people are like, yeah, I never seen nothing. What is it? And then they go, oh, for sure, I would have commented on this if I would have seen it.
Well, what I would do if I were you is, you know how on Instagram. Like if you write fuck as FUGG, if you write it fug, the algorithm doesn't pick it up. Or shid, if you write SHID.
So girls are drum.
Yeah, sure. And guys are germs or like GERQS or something like GRQS. I think there's a way to do it where like you skip the algorithm.
Okay.
But anyway, in a world where, not to go off on another tangent of masculinity and femininity and some of those things, but like sexuality is such a confusing thing for most people. And much like finances, we have to learn it on our own.
Yeah.
There's not many people who learn a lot about their sexuality well.
Sure.
I think that there's a lot of value to the book. And I think that I think you have a real opportunity to create space for people, because here are some truths. As a non-married 41-year-old guy who has dated the last few years of not being married, it's fascinating experience because
is it different?
Oh my God, dude, it's so strange because there's so much access to people. This is an opinion. There's so much access to people, and women who want to be accessible, that are on dating apps and social media profiles and all of that, they're getting slews of dick pics and heart emojis and fire emojis and, oh girl, you so fine. And like, I have a friend, this is true story. She posted something on Instagram and somebody responded and said, I want to use you as a flashlight. That's crazy to say to a human. I know that it hurt me, but like, that's crazy to say to another human that you don't know.
Right.
And so in dating, women are pretty closed off.
Yeah.
Most of the people that I've gone on dates with expect some version of commitment before they'll go on a date, which is fascinating. Like,
which is why I write this book, because still pertinent to today, even though it was written way back.
But I also think you're going to have a version too quickly. Girls are still dumb and guys are still jerks.
Right.
Because
who Dennis is, and you could see his enthusiasm, his everything who he is. When I talk about it, it'll probably be really him talking about it, because he's just amazing at it. He's amazing at capturing capturing people, hitting those pain points that are still okay to talk about, and he'll tell them, hey guys, it's okay to talk about stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so I hope to look forward to some of that too.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
You getting up in front of audiences and chatting about this book a little bit.
I'll talk about anything.
True.
Yeah. And
let's challenge you real quick right here. He is doing the artwork of the book.
I'm doing it right now.
Why do you laugh?
I'm doing it right now.
So he's doing the artwork. Is that the artwork for the book?
This is the artwork for the book.
So he's doing the artwork for the book, and what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 different versions he's going to come up with, and we're going to see, because he doesn't like the way I don't want to say he doesn't like. He might not agree with the way I envisioned the book, and I feel really strongly about that, but I think I need to put that aside and see what actually plays out, what people actually gravitate to.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm very strong about that.
I mean, your opinion is strong.
Yes, it is. I had a roundabout with someone today.
Ooh.
Is
this an on-air, off-air?
What, the conversation?
Con air?
No, he was talking about I choose to, when I talk to somebody about something, have substance behind me rather than just, this is what I say and trust me. And he was just throwing something out there, and I asked, how do you know that's true? How do you know it's not the opposite? What tells you? And there was nothing there, and I'm like, you can't do that.
Right.
And he did not like that I said that. So
Did you tell him to stop being a DeAndre Ayton?
I did not. I mean, maybe I did not in those words.
You should have.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I mean, I straightened it for you, I guess.
Ooh.
So anyway, anything else you have? Any want to add? We're gonna wrap this up.
I'm gonna have another beer as soon as we're done.
It seemed really short, although we've gone for 40 minutes, 45 minutes already.
Yeah,
it seemed real short.
That's what she said. Until it's not.
You're a shower, not a grower.
No, grower, not a shower. You had it backwards.
You're grown, not a shower.
Yeah,
I did.
It's not impressive at first glance. That's for sure.
On that note. Thank you.
Well, see you later.
And right now, I know we didn't do one last week, but we have another one scheduled for Monday. This will probably come out hopefully tomorrow, depending on. I have to take this content and put it on my work computer because my office computer is not a laptop, and it likes me doing work like that better. And I don't think I'm going to my office tomorrow, so I hope to do that tomorrow. If I can figure it out on my Mac. But if not, I go to my office and load it up there.
I know a guy that can probably help.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.
Adios.
Thanks, Dennis.